Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Wanna go over yet another major title that'll be making its way on over to Steam here very shortly. It's one that people have been waiting on, and given that it is a Ubisoft game, I'd be remiss if I do not talk about the little notes that are going on about Ubisoft as far as the Ubisoft monetization director putting out a statement. I believe this is on LinkedIn. Don't quote me on this, but yeah, we'll talk about that, as I am not going to push back on this guy all that much. I do think he's saying a lot of relevant things. However, I do think there's an issue with what he's saying, not just relevant to gaming, but really happens in all walks of fandom, I would say. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But yes, Assassin's Creed Mirage looks to be heading on its way over to Steam here later this month. There was a listing that was available, and then it was taken down. So I imagine that they just pushed the cart before the horse a little bit too much on listing the game and unveiling that listing. I'm sure they'll do a rollout with like a trailer or something, or just a social media post that'll go out at a relevant time of day. By the time you guys are watching this video, that may have already gone out. Assassin's Creed Mirage is a game that I had a lot of high hopes for. Do I think the game was bad? No, not at all. However, going into the game, I really saw it as potentially being something that would be a callback to Assassin's Creed of old and older Assassin's Creed titles. As most of you guys know, post-Assassin's Creed Syndicate, really into the era of AC Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, I've become a little bit disenfranchised with Assassin's Creed as a whole. These new games just don't really hit home for me. I don't like the level of bloated content. I don't like the gameplay style. I much prefer the older Assassin's Creed games. However, when Assassin's Creed Mirage was coming out, it was kind of being seen as a throwback to Assassin's Creed of old, and I really wouldn't say that's what the game was. What I do like about the game is that it's a smaller scale Assassin's Creed experience. It's a little bit more focused of an Assassin's Creed experience, but the gameplay is still very much the gameplay of the newer style of Assassin's Creed. Yes, it's a more contained open world. However, do keep in mind that this game started off as an expansion for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, then they spun it into a full game, Halo 3 ODST style, so that probably is an explanation for the smaller scale of games, but I think it would do Ubisoft a lot of good for diversifying their Assassin's Creed output, and I do believe they're doing that. There's reports coming out that Assassin's Creed 4 Remake was supposed to come out in November of next year, and the delay of Assassin's Creed Shadows might obviously alter the turnabouts of all of those things, but it looks like, you know, they are going to do some different kind of experiences. It would be great if, you know, they did the open world games that they could charge for double XP, and then they could do the games that are more up my alley, like an AC4, like an AC2. Remaking AC4 I find a little bit jarring, but, you know, whatever. Like, I'll take what I can get as far as older style Assassin's Creed. I think remaking AC2 would be much better, but then I guess if you remake AC2, the issue would be you're committing yourself kind of to doing the entire trilogy, I guess, if you want to look at that. And AC4, was that the first? Yeah, that was the first game post-Desmond, so maybe they just want to get away from the Desmond arc. I don't know as far as their reasoning, as far as that's concerned, but we'll see how it all transpires. You still have to go through Ubisoft Connect, which is a bummer, but Ubisoft, if you really want to rebuild all your goodwill, which it seems like you're absolutely desperate to do right now, pulling Ubisoft Connect from your Ubisoft games on Steam would do you a lot of good. Nobody wants to use Ubisoft Connect. I know you're desperate to keep some things in-house. I don't know if that, you know, streamlines your microtransaction process and all that stuff, but, you know, it would be great if these games were native on PC, and I should say native on Steam, where you don't have to go through a client. EA has done that with, like, Dead Space Remake. That was native on Steam. Maybe because Dead Space Remake isn't inundated with a lot of microtransactions and it's not an online-focused game, but I don't know. That would be great if Ubisoft could figure that out. Speaking of Ubisoft, this is making the rounds. A post from Ubisoft's monetization director. I didn't even know that this was a job, but oh my goodness, monetization director? What? How can we screw over our fan base the most? But I get it that even as a monetization director, like, everybody fulfills the role that the company needs. I'm not here to completely crap on the guy. It's just, when I see the term monetization director. That does infuriate me a little bit, that Ubisoft is so keen on monetizing all their games that they have a monetization director. I'm sure this exists in other publishers and other games. It's the fact that this is coming out directly to my face. Okay, so this is coming from Stevie Chessard, who is the, again, monetization director at Ubisoft, and I am not here to completely push back on everything he says. He notes this: I rarely post on social media, but today I am sad, ashamed and sad. The gaming industry is rough at the moment, we all know it, but seeing how gamers react on social media, wishing ill fate to companies and people alike is sad, and not only towards Ubisoft. Even though it is always the vocal minority that expresses themselves on social media, I was hurt, and ashamed to be a part of this community. Okay, so I'm sorry, I get it that people are constantly going to say this, but I see this in every fandom. Oh my god, I can't believe football fans are like this. Oh my god, I can't believe soccer fans are like this. Oh my god, I can't believe the gaming community is like this. This is not exclusive to any one community. I am sorry to break this to you guys that believe this, that this is exclusive to gaming, that this is exclusive to sports, that this is exclusive to movies. The world ain't always gonna be a nice place. There are crappy people out there, and crappy people that you perceive to be crappy, other people might find them to be incredibly likable. I am so sick and tired of this moral grandstanding of these communities. Oh my god, I can't believe this community is like this. Oh, I certainly am not like this, but this community, I can't believe we give a platform to these people. I can't believe they are all like this. Oh, I am so much better than these people, but those people, they are so bad, and they are so mean, and they are so cruel. The gaming community is just filled with vermin, etc., etc., etc. Again, I hate to break it to you guys. This exists everywhere. I'm sorry that you are in the gaming community, or somebody is in the football community, or the soccer community, or the, I don't know, the darts community. I don't know what community there is. There are crappy people everywhere. Are there gonna be more crappy people in one community than the other? Sure, but that's like there being more crappy people in one state versus the other. It is what it is. There's crappy people, or people that I should say you perceive to be crappy, and what they say doesn't resonate with you, and you perceive them to be crappy. There's a large scale to this. I hate just like filing people under an umbrella. Oh my god, the gaming community. Oh my god, the movie community. And this guy, to be fair, he does say it's the vocal minority, but when you're doing a post like this that's obviously gonna get out there and people are gonna say stuff and post it, it's you trying to paint the gaming community in a certain way when the majority of people, 90% of people, let's be real here, they just call out Ubisoft for their crap. Have I ever said anything where I'm wishing vitriol to the developers, the individual employees? No, I always say that it sucks that Ubisoft is like this and they do so many bad practices that negatively impact the consumer. I'm not wishing ill will towards any of the developers. It's video games at the end of the day, and I am not special in that regard. I would say 90, 95, 98% of people are like this. Why are you putting focus into the minority that says crazy things? I get it. Crazy DMs are sent out. Death threats are sent out, and that is never okay. But guess what? It is the internet. That's not going to change. You complaining about it and talking about it, that's only gonna make it worse because now you're rattled by it. You know, sometimes I feed the trolls as well, don't get me wrong, but I'm not gonna, like, complain that that is the way that society is, because there's how many billion people on planet Earth? I'm sorry that not everyone is an effing angel. I certainly am not an angel, and I'm not gonna pretend like I'm better than anybody because I'm like, oh my god, the gaming community, you guys are such vermin, you guys. It's just like, yo, most of us are just like shooting the crap online. And most of us are just calling out Ubisoft for the garbage they've been putting out. That is just my opinion, and I'm allowed to state my opinion. I don't care about, like, I think it's funny that they have a monetization director, but again, I think a lot of publishers probably have a monetization director. And how can you wish this is what he also says, how can you wish a company to fail simply because they do not cater to you or that product does not please you is beyond me. Well, now we have data that supports the fact that the majority of people feel this way. Look at the like to dislike ratio for some of these Ubisoft uploads on YouTube. Are you just gonna say, oh, that product doesn't cater to you? I can still say, why are you putting resources towards this? Why are you putting, and I said that for Sony as well, why are you putting resources towards this nonsense in Concord? Anybody with a functioning brain cell could tell you that this trash is not going to resonate with the consumer. Sure, there are going to be pockets of people that like it, but I'm talking about the grander picture. I do not wish you to fail. I wish you to get better. That's what I've always said about Ubisoft. I always look back, and every developer that it is depressing to see the state that they are in, developer and publisher, a Rocksteady. I remember when they put out the Batman Arkham trilogy, a BioWare. I remember when they put out the Mass Effect trilogy and Dragon Age early on, and so on and so forth. I remember when Naughty Dog was putting out banger after banger every 2 years. I want a return to form, and what I've also said about Ubisoft is the fact that at one point, Ubisoft was revered as one of the top publishers in the industry. Go back to the late 2000s to the early 2010s. Look at the lead up to games like Watch Dogs, where people were immensely excited for that game. Look at the reception towards Assassin's Creed 2, some of the Splinter Cell titles, so on and so forth. We want Ubisoft to be better. We don't want them to fail and cease to exist, because they host a lot of compelling IPs, and I think most people wish that they would get better. Most people, I think at this point, or a lot of people at least, have also given up hope of Ubisoft ever getting better. But if we could live in an ideal world, we just want them to get better. We just want them to put out high quality games that resonate with the audience and not do absurd microtransaction practices. But that's my 2 cents. I know I ranted for a little while there, but that'll do it for me. Again, AC Mirage probably going to be coming to Steam here in the near future. Listed on Steam, has been pulled since, but it'll probably be happening here shortly. And Ubisoft's monetization director, man, I think, like, he means well, and I don't want to crap on the guy. I just think a lot of what he says is nonsense that's spewed all the time, focusing on the vocal minority, so to speak, and the people that are actually spewing, like, hateful messages. Like, most people just want Ubisoft to get better, and we're vocal about our opinions. That's all. Nobody wants Ubisoft to go out of business and everybody lose their jobs and the world become a crappier place and these IPs just rot. Nobody at least I don't think anybody wants that. I think everybody just wants, or most people would just want Ubisoft to get better. But again, a lot of people have just lost hope. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.